Peace and blessings to everybody. So Tekken 8 has unveiled its latest patch. And from what I can see, a lot of people are pissed off. They have mixed opinions about it. It's currently 3:10 in the morning here in New York. So let me just jump right in. I'm gonna have some chapters in certain areas. But yeah, so getting rid of the early housekeeping stuff, right? This is version .202, whatever. Okay, so we get rid of this. Nobody cares. All of this is just standard fare. The Tekken shop, you got the costume one for Dragunov, Panda, and Kuma. Okay, Kuma 5-color set. Okay, the Karate Kid Legends, I guess the collaboration is in full effect right now. All right, so the Fight Lounge. Commands in Battle feature implications. A new feature called Commands in Battle will be implemented in the following Ghost battles. Online Ghost Battle available in Tekken Ghost Showdown. Ghost versus Ghost battles initiated by speaking to other players. Okay, that's pretty cool. Commands in Battle is a new feature that allows you to issue the following 6 real-time commands to your Ghost during a battle. Go for an air combo. Oh, so they're having you act like almost like a coach. Okay, so that's pretty cool. All right. Okay, that's pretty cool. So that's kind of, I mean, that kind of, you know what? If they keep going in that direction, the Ghost battle could be almost like this, like a Pokemon kind of thing, because you're kind of like telling your Ghost what to do. All right, I can see that being interesting. Ghosts that receive a command will prioritize actions based on the command. Commands cannot be issued for actions the Ghost has not yet learned. Actions like power crush and throws can only be available by focusing. Yeah, so this is going to be like Tekken Pokemon. Actually, I can see this being pretty cool if done properly. That's the only way I can really interpret this. This is like Tekken Pokemon. All right, so Ghost sparring can be accessed by speaking to Max. Okay, we get that. The new action feedback feature added to Ghost versus Ghost. The new action feedback feature allows you to rate your Ghost actions during a Ghost versus Ghost battle. Using either nice or don't do that. Actions used as nice will occur more frequently, while those rated as don't do that will occur less frequently, gradually changing the Ghost behavioral tendencies. By combining this with options such as deleting AI learning data available by speaking to Max, you can train a Ghost that more closely reflects your preferred playstyle. Note, the online Ghost battle in Tekken Ghost Showdown does not support AI learning, so the action feedback feature cannot be used in that mode. Okay, that's pretty cool. See, the thing is, my issue with the whole Ghost thing, it just seems like a set it and forget it kind of deal. You know, you didn't really have much control over what your Ghost is doing. I think this is a pretty cool, cool feature, actually. I know there's going to be many people that are going to be like, we don't give a rat's ass. But I do think that if I see them going in this direction of having this be like a Pokemon for Tekken. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. All right. So while seated at an online match cabinet, excluding online practice, and waiting for a match, you can now select Wait on Standby in the lounge from the practice menu. While in matchmaking standby, you can check the area around the cabinet or communicate using chat or preset messages. If you select Practice while on standby, again, while using Wait on Standby in the lounge, you will return to the practice match. Okay, that's a quality of life kind of deal. I can see that being useful to quite a few people. 5 special ghosts with character panels appear. Defeat each special ghost after speaking to them to obtain 1 unique character panel. The character panels feature fan art submitted through the Tekken fandom campaign. The special ghosts will appear in the lobby until the update scheduled for July, after which they will be replaced with new ones. Okay, that's pretty cool. Showing some love to the community folk that put forth some of their creative ideas and whatnot. That's pretty nice. And collaborations with the film The Karate Kid Legends. For a limited time, the following areas in the lounge will feature special collaboration designs to commemorate the film's. That's pretty cool. See, this whole Karate Kid Legends aspect, this is the only thing that gives me some kind of hope that Lei Wulong will actually return to this game. But we shall see. Note, Battle Stage Urban Square will also feature collaborative design. All right, all online matches, including online Ghost Battle and Tekken Ball, follow and friend request options added to results screen. After an online match, shortcut buttons will be available on the results screen to follow or send a friend request to the opponent. To prevent accidental inputs during rematch standby, these buttons will only become selectable when the rematch timer expires. Okay. Or the opponent leaves the results screen. The applicable online match types are as follows: ranked match, quick match, player match, group match, online Ghost Battle, and Tekken Ball. All right, so coming to the end of this segment here before we get into the characters, character-specific stuff. So ranked match. Rank point adjustment specification update. In ranked match, after a rank change occurs, the system will now compare both the rank point change based on the rank at the time of matching, and 2, the change based on the current rank after the rank shift. Okay, that's a mouthful. All right, the more favorable outcome will be applied. Previously, even if players were matched at the same rank, a difference in rank caused by the match result could lead to the higher ranked player earning fewer points for a win and losing more points for a loss in a rematch, discouraging rematches. This update aims to mitigate the issue. Anytime they want to make some kind of changes to rank play like this to try to keep it balanced and incentivize certain things like rematching, I think is very good. I'm very glad that they got rid of that aspect where if you get promoted, your next match is like a demotion. I think that was absolute nonsense. I'm glad that they got rid of that in the last situation. So anyway, let's move on to the character specific stuff because this is probably why you're watching this video. So anyway, let's get after that. So general changes here. Shared balance adjustment policy for version .202, blah, blah, blah. Following the previous update of version 2.1, we will continue addressing moves with excessively high return relative to risk and high performance moves that could repeatedly cause advantageous situations leading to one-sided gameplay. Basically, all that really means in layman's terms is characters that possess attacks that you could just whore out over and over and over again without impunity, with impunity, I should say, or with extreme prejudice, while either not having a risk or having a slap on the wrist has been completely removed or changed. In consideration of several major esports tournaments scheduled in August, large-scale balance adjustments are expected to conclude with version 2.3. Okay. However, we will continue monitoring the competitive environment after version 2.03 and consider further adjustments as needed. Balance adjustment policy for version 2.02. The upcoming update, version 2.02, will include further adjustments aimed at optimizing the overall balance between offense and defense. In addition to the shared policy above, we will revise certain aspects of the heat system to prevent it from having an excessive impact on match flow. Number 1, adjustment to heat time consumption for certain moves. Some moves that consume remaining heat timer time have had a disproportionate impact on the balance of offense and defense. To address this, we will adjust the amount of heat timer consumed by these moves. In particular, high guard crush potential moves have made it difficult for the defending side to respond and often led to one-sided situations. As such, we will increase their heat timer consumption to better balance risk and reward. This change aims to make move selection more tactical and appropriate to the situation by correcting the risk/reward balance for heat timer consuming moves. Number 2, tracking adjustment for heat smash. For some characters, if the first hit of a heat smash whiffs, the follow attacks would still track the opponent excessively. In version 2.02, we will adjust the tracking so that if the first hit misses, the following attacks will no longer track the opponent. This aims to prevent situations where the defending player is unfairly hit despite a successful evasion, and to improve counterplay opportunities against Heat Smash. Okay. Balance adjustment for version 2.03. Patch notes are scheduled to be released Tuesday. So this is what's coming for July 8th. Buffs for select characters within a range that does not significantly impact overall battle balance. Okay, that just sounds like maybe like something non-significant. Revisions to frame advantage on block for rage arts in light of increased importance of counterattacks due to raised health values. We will continue working to improve overall battle balance and provide a better competitive environment. Okay, they made some adjustments to the moves, the changes to they probably meant movie cinematics. Let's see. Eddie. Okay, so Eddie, Zafina, and Shaheen has had. So these are all high crush maneuvers, I believe. Adjusted the opponent's behavior on hit to reduce instances where certain fast activating attacks would whiff. Well, at least I believe these are high crushes, because I know down 3 is a high crush for Eddie. I don't use Zafina, but I guess that is a high crush. Anyway, I guess I'll check it out when I play the game. And adjusted an issue where under certain conditions performing a heat dash would cause the character to dash in the opposite direction. I've never seen any of these crazy situations, but anyway, let's move on down. Okay, so now we're getting to the character specific stuff. All right, so Alyssa, I'm not going to cover the heat aspect because that's the same for every character. So basically, Alyssa didn't get nothing. Let's see. Anna, up forward 3-1. And and during heat, adjusted the tracking properties so that the follow-up attacks. Okay, that's heat. Okay, that's general. All right, so up, back 1, and up 1. Okay, so all the up, back 1, up, back 2, up 1, up, what the hell? I don't use Anna, so I don't really know. So anyway, the consumption of remaining heat has been changed from minus 240 to 300. During Chaos Judgment, take throw from opponent. I don't know if it's a typo. Increase the recovery time by 2 frames when the first hit is blocked or whiffs, changing the frame advantage on block from -1 to -3. All right, she's still, I don't really know. I don't think that's really that much of a significant change, but we'll see. The tracking ability of the second hit against sidesteps has been reduced. Recovery time of third attack increased by 1 frame. The opponent's recovery time when blocking has been reduced by 3 frames. And the advantage on block has been changed from -8 to -12. Oh, all right. Okay. Reduce the knockback distance. So, yeah, anytime you have an attack that goes from being absolutely safe on block to being punishable, even if it's -10, it is very significant. It definitely changes the character drastically. So I'm pretty sure Anna players are going to be complaining about this. Asuka, let's see. I'm not going to try to pronounce this damn name. So forward 2 on hit or block. Was it 1+2? Adjusted the opponent's behavior on block so that the first and second hits are now blocked consecutively. Interesting. Okay. So does that mean they're removing the potential for the opponent to mash in between? I don't really know. I don't really use Asuka anyway, so because it sounds like adjusted the opponent's behavior on block so that the first, so it sounds like it's a string. So, okay, so it doesn't sound like, I don't know. I'll have to check that out in the game. Nothing for Azucena. Brian, okay, no nerf for the Requiem. That's good. I tell you, man, Brian players are eating good. They're eating very good. During heat, adjusted the track. Okay, so basically nothing really changed for Brian. honestly. In fact, you can probably consider this as a buff, actually. Claudio, I really don't like this character. During Starburst, forward 3-2 hold, the attack hitbox has been reduced to mitigate unintended occurrences of hitting opponents who are behind you. Wow. The opponent's recovery time when blocking has been reduced by 2 frames, and the advantage on block has been changed from plus 14 to plus 12. That's insane. I wonder if that's the the homing move I've seen players use in a tournament. I don't know, because I haven't used Claudio in this season yet, but it probably is. Okay, this looks like the same move, 4-4-3-2. The attack hitbox has been reduced to mitigate unintended. Okay, so that's the same. The opponent's recovery time when blocking has been reduced by 10 frames, and the advantage on block has been changed from +1 to -9. Okay. The opponent's behavior on hit has been altered to not induce a wall stun. All right. Yeah, because if it's the same move that I'm thinking about, because I remember seeing it at a tournament. When I first seen the move, I was like, what the hell is this nonsense? So it looks like they finally addressed that. So I'm glad it didn't take them like forever and a year to address that. Okay, so this is the hold version. That looks like the same thing I just read. Okay, so it looks like everything was changed surrounding that particular move. In practice mode, corrected the issue where frame advantage was not shown accurately. Originally, it was displaying +44 on block. Wow. Okay. I missed that one. I wish I would have caught that. So Devil Jin, Morning Crow, the consumption of remaining heat has been changed from -180 to 300. Okay, so basically, yeah, so I already know that a lot of the Devil Jin players are going to be raising hell, literally, at this point. Dragunov, the hitbox has been expanded downward, alleviating instances of whiffing against opponents with low stances. So that's a quarter circle forward 4. So this was a move that people complained about left and right, because the move, I believe, hit you while you were on the ground. So, okay, so they made it a little bit more consistent against characters with low stances like Zafina and Ling Xiaoyu. No real changes to Eddie. Okay, so Feng Wei. Okay, this is a character I do use. Back 4-2, change the opponent's behavior upon counter hit. Okay, so I'm going to have to see what that looks like. Because before, on counter hit, if somebody blocked the back 4 and they're mashing and you connect with the 2 on counter hit, it would just knock them away. So if this is a situation where you get like some sort of a stun, that would be crazy. Quarter circle forward 1, the damage changed from 20 to 18. And quarter circle forward 2, the opponent's recovery time when blocking has been reduced by 2 frames, and the advantage on block has been changed from -12 to -14. So basically, since I use this character, I can speak to this. So both quarter circle forward 1 and 2, they both come out at like I think it was like 12 frames or something like that. No, was it? I think it was 8. No, excuse me. They come out both at 18 frames. They're 18 frame startup. So because they're both 18 frame startup, it basically was a perfect mix-up, because you would have essentially an unseeable low, because it's next to impossible to react to a 18 frame low. And then you have to contend with an 18 frame mid that's going to give you a combo. And the mid option was -12. That was actually something they did in the prior patch. So it looks to me that they returned quarter circle forward 2 back to what it was originally. Oh, man. Anyway, let's move on to the next segment. Let's go to the next segment here. All right. So, Hwoarang. Okay, so this move, I think this was one of his new moves. The behavior on counter has been aligned with that of normal attacks. Okay. I think that's a change that they've made with Jin's down 2, because Jin's down 2 doesn't really have any counter hit properties, which, I don't know, the hell with that character. Anyway, speaking of Jin, we're coming to him. Anyway, Jack 8, no real changes. So speaking about Jin, okay. All right, so the heat change, okay, that's whatever. That's universal. Now, 214. Now, I already know that a lot of Jin mains are complaining about this. Let me just address you Jin players. The 214 situation and the down 2 Scourge situation, that both of those situations should have been adjusted and addressed way back in the closed beta before the launch of this game. Okay, so I am glad that Jin no longer has that mindless gameplay. Now you Jin players have to actually work. So, sorry, but I'm not sorry. So yeah, so change the opponent's behavior on counter hit. Now I did see a video of this. So basically now on counter hit, the move now kicks you away. In my opinion, this is what it should have always done, because I do believe you will still get a wall stun near the wall. Because the fact that this move was a 10 frame startup in 2-1, it was a jailing strike. You can delay the last 4. The 214 was absolutely safe at -9. You could basically just run it ad nauseum, because eventually you'll be in a situation where it would just be 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. And then if your opponent tries to break free or whatever, you get hit with the counter hit 4, you get a free knockdown follow-up. Like, it was ridiculous. It was mad brain dead. So I'm glad that's been reduced and eliminated. Let me see. Zanshin up 1. I think that's the Samsada. I think that's what they call it. Expanded the hurt box, alleviating situations where certain attacks would whiff. So Kazuya, let's see. During Devil form, up forward 1 on hit or block 3. Reduce the heat timer recovery from 120 to 30. Oh wow. Okay, so I guess you can just run that move ad nauseum at this point, if I'm interpreting this the right way. Kuma and Panda, let's see. During hunting, I guess that's if you're walking forward or backwards. Fix an issue where unintended behavior would occur when performing this action when facing away from the opponent. Okay, there's basically nothing. Lars, during heat and limited entry 1. Okay, so the heat consumption changed from 240 to 300. Okay, so basically you have to be mindful of how you use it, because it's going to affect your heat gauge a lot more. So Lars, down forward 113. Isn't this that safe string he has? Increase the recovery time by 2 frames when the first hit is blocked or whiffs, changing the frame advantage on block from -1 to -3. The tracking ability of the second hit against sidesteps has been reduced. The recovery time of third attack increased by 1 frame. The opponent's recovery time when blocking has been reduced by 3 frames, and the advantage on blocking was changed. Yes, okay, good. Because I heard Lars players running that move, running that string ad nauseum. So now Lars players has to actually think now. All right. So of course they're going to be complaining about it, of course. When characters are changed or altered to where the user of that character now has to use their brain, that's when they complain the most. That's what I've seen in Tekken. Running 1, the opponent's recovery time when blocking has been reduced by 3 frames, and the advantage on block has been changed from +7 to +4. And I think that Lars' running move, I think it's a pretty fast running move, if I'm not mistaken. I have to go on to practice mode and see. Back 1, okay, that's a move that Lars players like to run. Change the opponent's behavior counter hit. Okay. So this applies to several moves of his. Adjusted the collision detection with the opponent to make it more difficult to slip under a floating opponent by extending the collision upward. Okay, so all of these moves, okay, that applies to it. Law, during Dragon Charge 4, change the opponent's behavior upon counter hit. I think this is the low attack, if I'm not mistaken. While crouching, adjusted the timing for transitioning to a jump specifically from a crouch state. Oh, Lee. You know how much heat I've taken from Lee players every time I make a little Lee video? Some of these players that main this character are absolutely insufferable. But anyway, let's see what they did here. So back 3-3, changed the damage from 9-9 to 9-12, adjusted the distance between characters on first hit to reduce the occurrence of the second hit whiffing. Oh, back 4, damage changed from 17. So, so you Lee mains got your 3 points of damage back. Okay, so hopefully you guys can chill out, take a chill pill. You guys got your 3 points of damage back. Congratulations. Let's see. Oh, okay, here we go. While rising 2-3, the opponent's recovery time when blocking has been increased by 1 frame. The advantage on block has been changed from -14 to -13. Okay, so you League players better stop bitching and complaining. So that's all I gotta say. When I make another League video, I don't want to see no League player coming into my comment section trying to terrorize him. Please, thank you. Oh my goodness. Okay, so his Heat Smash, the damage change went from 37 to 40. Okay, that's good. Well, yeah, it's quite a few changes. All right. So 1, 2, what is this? 1, 2, 2, 4, 3? Okay. The distance from the opponent has been reduced when the second hit connects in order to alleviate whiffing midway through. Hitbox of the third hit has been enlarged to mitigate the occurrence of whiffing. Okay, so this is a buff. Okay. So, what is this? 2, 2, 3. Okay, that looks like the same thing. Heat. Fix an issue where players could crouch to evade a high follow-up. No, excuse me, to evade a follow-up high attack at an earlier timing than intended at the blocking. Okay. All right, so looks like to me, you League players got what you wanted. Okay. I'm very interested in going through X and seeing what the League players are saying. Because, again, you guys got your 3 points of damage. Anyway, moving on to Leo. All right, so this particular change, Jinju Dili, 4 and both punches. The consumption of heat has been changed from 300 to 450. Okay, so that particular tactic from Leo members, they can only utilize that only a few times at this point. Leroy, no change. Okay, so Lily, 3-1. The tracking capability of the second hit has been enhanced when landing the first hit, mitigating the occurrence of whiffing midway through. What is this? 3-2? Okay, so she has 3-1 and 3-2. Okay, so basically, same property, same buff to both moves. Paul, okay, the opponent's recovery time when blocking has been reduced by 2 frames. So this is his Heat Smash. And the advantage on block has been changed from -12 to -14. Okay, so that's good. All right, so during Heat, the Death Fist, opponent's recovery time when blocking has been reduced by 7. And the advantage on block has been changed from -6 to -13. Oh, wow. Okay. I remember that was something significant whenever Paul was in Heat, that he would have access to an enhanced Death Fist. But now it looks like, well, I guess people are going to be complaining about that one. During Heat, 4-4-2, both punches. So this takes more heat gauge to utilize this move. Change the damage from 1436 to 1431, so we had a damage nerf for this move. During Heat, while crouched down forward 2, both punches. When inputting during Heat, the crouched down forward 2, both punches corrected an issue where the first hit startup was incorrectly set to 15. It has been fixed to the intended 14. Okay. During Deep Dive, fully crouched down forward 4, change the opponent's behavior upon hit. Okay, so that's that low attack, the sweep. If I'm not mistaken, I think that move is pretty safe. I think it's a pretty solid move. No changes to Reina, or Shaheen, or Steve, or Victor. Xiao Yu, okay, she has to be more mindful of her heat gauge when using Hypnotist 3 during Heat. Yoshimitsu, this completely cancerous character, during Heat. And Kinsho 2 in both punches hold. The consumption of remaining heat has been changed from 90 to 210. Okay, so that's good. Any nerf to this character is I'm all for. This character is absolutely insufferable. All right, so Zafina. So looking at this right away, this just looks like a bunch of changes to whenever she summons that monster, the Azazel. So I'm not even going to go through any of that. So that's good for people who main her. Not so good against people that fight against her. I already know that a lot of people are going to be complaining about this patch. I already know. But again, you League players, you guys got your character back. The complaints that I was hearing so much about his while standing 2-3, which it was changed to 14, I believe it was, minus 14. Because I think in the prior, I believe it was minus 16, if I'm not mistaken. But it launched, it had a normal launch, and then he changed it to where instead of giving it a standard launch, it's like it's a tornado launcher. So anyway, I think League players should be happy. I'm definitely going to be going on my YouTube and seeing the League mains make their YouTube videos and see how many of them are still complaining and how many of them are actually happy with these changes. But there was something else. I want to go to my Twitter real quick because I wanted to show this, and it pertains to the change certain characters' heat attacks. So Knee made a post. So yeah, it says, today many characters saw a significant nerf to the tracking performance of their heat smash. However, Clive wasn't unaffected by the tracking nerf because he uses magic and summons. Honestly, this doesn't really seem like a fair balance adjustment. Please treat him the same as the Tekken characters. So let me see. Let me turn on the volume for this. So he shows this little video here. Oh my goodness, are you serious? Let me just share my quick thoughts on this before I close out this video. I've met Knee once in my life, and he's one of my all-time favorite players. But I don't think he fully understands the general direction of this game, as godlike as he is. Because this was done by design. You see, Clive is a Final Fantasy character. And we don't know if there are certain clauses in that particular contract with Clive from Square Enix that will have Clive be a certain way in this game. We don't know. We don't know. Because I'm willing to wager that this character Clive definitely has special treatment. Not only because he's a Final Fantasy character, or just rather a guest character in general, but yeah, he's a guest character. So Namco wants the casual players to basically get hyped and play this character. Also, people that are coming from the Final Fantasy fan base on over to Tekken for the very first time to use Clive, they want that character to feel powerful. So that's largely how I see this. Now, could I be wrong? Sure, I could be wrong. But this is just how I see it, because traditionally, pretty much every guest character from outside of Tekken has always been absolutely busted and broken in some way, form, or fashion, and has basically gone against the rules of Tekken, those same rules that govern your standard Tekken characters. You know, whenever I looked at Akuma for Tekken 7, absolutely busted character. You look at Geese, that character is able to parry just about every single thing. So those guest characters that you pay a premium for, that are from other licenses, other games outside of Tekken, they will always have certain properties. It was not an accident that Namco just so happened to forget that aspect of Clive when it came to his heat smashes. It wasn't on accident. That was left unchanged on purpose. So that is what I would say to Knee himself, and with all due respect, and any other player that are seeing his tweet, or whatever the hell the X's, or whatever the hell they call it. But anyway, I'm gonna hop into the lab. I'm going to try out some of these character changes myself. I'm very eager to see what they've done with Fengwei, with the back 4-2. And I may make a follow-up video about that and show some of the more character-specific stuff in the future. Thank you for listening to my yapping. It is 3:47 in the morning at this point. So excuse my rambling. I'm still trying to wake up and process things. I think I did an okay job. Let me know in the comments section. Anyway, take care. And if you're not currently subscribed, please consider doing so. Also, I have that join button. Join one of the memberships. Support your boy. And I greatly appreciate it. Anyway, take care. Peace.